McAdoo, baby. Thanks for tuning in. I figured that now's probably good as time as any to start a dialogue about mold toxicity and how it affects you. And whatever the really long name is, it's got an acronym. Something about chronic immune response syndrome or some such. I really can't remember. And that is one of the things, that's one of the problems that's caused by a mold toxicity, is that it affects your brain. And while I may not have had an Ivy League kind of brain many years ago, it did work quite a bit better than it has worked the last 5, 10, whatever, 15 years, however long it's been. I really don't know. But anyways, point being, when I talk slow or I can't remember stuff or I forget what I was saying, that's probably a side effect, or a symptom rather, of mold toxicity. And so that's really the reason that I thought that now would be a good time to go ahead and make my first little video about what mold toxicity does to your body, and inside and out, I guess. Is the reason is because well, I wasn't able to really do anything today except watch YouTube videos about, different topics that we're interested in here on the farm: regenerative farming, making YouTube content, and things along those lines. But the reason that I wasn't able to do much today is, one, because my brain wasn't working real well. Just picture waking up in a fog, maybe you didn't sleep, or maybe you were out partying or something. Whatever the reason, you've had a morning, surely, where you've woken up and you're just kind of in a fog. And when I say my brain wasn't working good today, or anytime I say my brain's not working good, that's what I mean. And so it's like having that foggy feeling all day long. And it gets to the point where you can't put sentences together. You can't, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to have conversations with people where the topic is either something that you know nothing about or a little bit about, especially if it's complex or emotional, or maybe, well, I can't remember. So that's how it is. So if you know somebody that is kind of like me, where they'll be talking and they kind of lose their train of thought, or they can't remember words or can't complete a sentence, it's possible, totally possible, that they're just an idiot. But there's not. I guess there is. I mean, with 8 billion whatever people in the world, just on a raw number count, there probably is a lot of idiots in the world. But I would bet that the person that you're thinking of right now, probably not an idiot, but they've got something that is messing with their brain, and causing them to not remember stuff and not be able to talk, and not be able to put into words what they're thinking. So if you know somebody like that, and especially if they live or have lived in an area where mold grows easily, like Central Texas, then who knows what they've got going on. But it could be that they've got a mold toxicity. So when you're trying to help that person and figure out, what's causing their problems, think about that and look up mold toxicity, and you'll find a whole list of symptoms. And maybe that's what they've got going on, maybe not. But it was not something that we thought about. I got diagnosed by my wife and other people that care about me with all kinds of stuff. Some of it just crazy stuff. But we never really considered mold, other than just, I'm allergic to mold. But we never considered, and it was never anything that we read or anything that anybody we talked to ever had come up with, until I went to an integrative medicine functional fitness clinic here in Fredericksburg last winter. I think I went in the first time in November or early December. I don't recall, but sometime late last year. That was the very first time anybody ever suggested to me that I might have a mold toxicity going on in my body that is causing all these problems. So I've started getting treated for that. Also found out that I was allergic to chicken eggs, which, if you don't eat chicken eggs and you don't eat pies and any of the other bazillion things that have eggs in them, it's probably not a big deal for you. But for me, man, I had to pretty much change everything that I was eating. So I would say that's been one of the main things that has helped me feel worlds better in the last 6 months. And I'll get into later in other videos all the different supplements and whatnot that I'm taking. But watching this video today, you might be thinking, man, that guy's really messed up. He can't hardly talk, or he can't hardly put together his thoughts and put them into words. And while that's true for right now, that's not how I am when I'm normal. So bear with me through these videos as I start to share with everybody what I've gone through and what it's looked like, and the challenges and problems that it's caused. And I'm doing all that. I'm going to do all that, not because I like to talk about it, because I really don't, especially when I'm just having a hard day like today, brain-wise. It's just not fun to sit down, kneel down, whatever. It's not fun to share with people. For me, at least, it's not fun to sit around and talk about the stuff that troubles you. But I really don't want anybody to have to suffer with stuff as long as I have and as long as my family has. So I'm hopeful that there's at least one person out there that that this series of videos will help. That's all I got for now. Y'all have a good evening. The goats are coming in over here. It's about dinner time for them. And we'll make that a wrap for today and talk to you next time.